Hey guys, Bradley here with Naples Auto Armor. Got a different type of video here for you. It's a sealant test, so testing some ceramic, SiO2, a couple other different types of sealants, seeing what holds up, type of properties it has, stuff like that. So from left to right, we've got NV Lustre, we've got NV Jet, CarPro Reload, GTechniq C2v3, we have Shine Supply Clutch, P&S Beadmaker, and then we have Technician's Choice Ceramic Detail Spray. Starting off on this test hood, thoroughly washed it using CarPro Reset, a little heavier dilution than I would normally use washing a car, just to get anything that might be on there off. After that, used NV Purify. This is a chemical decontamination agent, so an iron remover mixed with sort of a clay lubricant. Really helps clean the paint, so you're claying as well as doing your iron decontamination sort of in one step. Found it cleans a little deeper than other products and really gives you that super flat surface when you're done, showing that you're ready to go into your detailing activities. So sprayed NV Purify on the surface, let it dwell for 4 to 5 minutes, came back and then clayed with a polyshave clay disc. Got 90% of the junk that was bonded to the hood. With this hood, I did not decide to do any major polishing. I figured with sealants like these, the majority of people that are going to use these are probably going to just wash their car, maybe do an iron decontamination clay bar, and then apply them. Most people aren't going to be going through and polishing their whole car or doing a paint correction to apply these sealants, so I wanted to do a more real-world test and see how they held up when doing your normal sort of prep before applying them. So bringing you in close here, you can see after the NV Purify, the water on the surface is completely flat, showing that there's basically nothing there left on the surface. After the wash and decon, we wiped this down twice with GTechniq Panel Wipe. This is diluted 1-to-1, so I can spray it on the surface and it's not gonna react with a paint in a negative way. Did this twice just to make sure there was no oils left behind. On the top, going left to right, we have NV Lustre, then NV Jet, and then CarPro Reload. On the bottom, we have C2v3, then Shine Supply Clutch, and then Beadmaker. The far left section is Technician's Choice, ceramic detail spray, and then the far right has nothing applied. Application of NV Lustre couldn't be more enjoyable. Very little product is needed, definitely went a little overboard on most of these sections on this hood just to make sure there was a lot of actives on the surface. Couple sprays into a microfiber, you can wipe it in, you see it start to flash away, continue wiping it in, flip the towel over, and then your first few wipes will completely clear that surface up. It leaves a really slick surface, no obvious smell from this product, unlike some of the others. Application of NV Jet is definitely a little different than Lustre. Jet goes on thicker, it leaves a darker appearance. When you're applying and removing, you can see the dark spots and the streaks that are put into the paintwork. If you're working inside, I've found that these dark spots can be removed really easily within 5 to 10 minutes. They don't harden up and get more difficult to remove. Not as slick as Lustre, but I think the gloss is there. Just want to be a little bit more diligent when applying this product. Application of CarPro Reload, similar to NV Jet. I want to be a little more diligent removing this product. The silicon dioxide present in the formula will leave streaks and high spots if you don't fully remove, and if you don't remove them within 5 to 10 minutes, they can be a little bit more difficult to remove than NV Jet. The other downside, a very chemical smell comes from this product. So if you're working in an enclosed space, it can be quite annoying. Other than that, very easy product to use. Application of Beadmaker, followed some advice from the rag company and P&S, saying that first application you should sort of douse the panel in the product. I did that here, which makes it a little bit more annoying to apply and remove because you're dealing with more product, but that's no issue. It doesn't streak. Your second removal will completely remove all product. Nice sort of mango-ish tropical smell and super slick finish. Application of Shine Supply Clutch is definitely different from the rest of the products. It's a thick formula, goes on hazy, and then flashes away. You'll see sort of a rainbow effect like some coatings will produce. I found with this product you can apply it and you can leave it on the surface for up to 30 minutes and still remove it. The thick formula really helps with the darkening and gloss of the product. I use this quite a bit on plastics to help deepen and darken exterior plastics. Application of GTechniq C2v3 is probably the easiest out of all of them. The formula just does not streak. As long as you're not overusing the product, your first wipe almost disappears. Your second final wipe is just sort of an insurance policy. I've found as long as you don't overuse the product, you really get no streaking and you get a nice slick finish. And finally, application of Technician's Choice Ceramic Detail Spray. Detail spray in the name sort of tells it all. Really nice smell to it, sort of pina colada, tropical smell. Super easy, spray it on, rub it in, remove it. Super slick. I have found if you do this product in the direct sun in a black car, can be a little more annoying to use and you sort of want to spray it into the towel or get into the shade. Other than that, insanely easy product to use. I use it on every door jamb and wheel that comes into the shop. In terms of ease of application, the rankings are as follows. Here, I'm attempting to show you the sort of darkening and increase in saturation of the paintwork after application of these products. However, on this dark blue hood, it proved to be quite difficult to catch on camera. You can definitely see it in person. The camera just, however, could not pick it up. So you're gonna have to take my word on this one. Ranking from highest amount of gloss increase or depth and saturation, Shine Supply Clutch would have to be in first place. NV Jet would be second. CarPro Reload would be third. NV Lustre would be fourth. Sort of a tie between Beadmaker and C2v3. I would say C2v3, it would be fifth, Beadmaker sixth, and then Technician's Choice Ceramic Detail Spray in last place. I really had a hard time telling the difference between where I applied the ceramic detail spray and where I didn't. So here I've set up some CarPro suede blocks on the hood to test the sort of sliding angle and slickness of the products. You can see there on the bottom left, C2v3 started moving almost instantly, and it definitely shows through the towel. And then Beadmaker after that. Then you see up at the top left there, NV Lustre will start to move over. And then NV Jet will start to slowly slide down. And then the last two sort of at the same time. This is definitely felt through the towel. Unfortunately, I couldn't put Technician's Choice in that test. The angle of where it was applied just didn't allow it. But the slickness was on par with C2v3 and Beadmaker. Finally, what we've all been waiting for, testing the hydrophobic effect of each product. The major shiners here are the NV products. Right off the bat, they are incredibly hydrophobic, producing some incredible water beads. CarPro Reload is right there with them, but definitely a slight step down. Beadmaker and Shine Supply Clutch, basically just sheeting water, not doing too much as far as true hydrophobic water beads and high contact angle. GTechniq C2v3 is definitely a sheeter and a beater, which I do like. It's not an insanely hydrophobic product that can lead to water spots. It does have a sheeting effect to it, which helps evacuate water from the surface. And then you have Technician's Choice Ceramic Detail Spray on the left side. This one's another insane beading product. I have found with this one though, which is why I don't use it too much on the outside of the car, is it can sometimes lead to water spots. So for our initial chemical testing, I intended for this to last quite a long time, but this initial chemical I chose did more damage than I originally thought it would. I've used CarPro Bug Out many times in the past, use it on a lot of maintenance washes because in Florida here we get love bugs and a lot of bugs that need to be removed and are tough to remove. So this is a go-to product for me, and I didn't expect for it to damage the sealants as much as it did. These were left for a full 24 to 30 hour cure time before they were even gotten wet, before Bug Out was sprayed onto the surface. So I did one round of Bug Out, we sprayed it on, let it sit for roughly 3 minutes, and then light agitation with a microfiber sponge just to sort of even it out and get a little agitation to really test these sealants. My idea here is I wanted to test products that you would most likely use after applying these sealants. Again, these aren't going to be as hydrophobic or as repellent as a ceramic coating. So you may still need to use a bug remover, especially if you don't wash your car every week or 2 weeks. You might need to use a water spot remover if you park next to sprinklers. Again, in Florida, these are chemicals that on maintenance washes I'm using, almost daily. I didn't want to just throw random chemicals at the products that, these cars would never normally see. I see guys, just spraying Super Clean and Simple Green and all these sort of chemicals on the surface to test these products. I don't believe in that much in-depth chemical testing because, again, your car is never going to see that sort of chemical. But chemicals like a bug remover, water spot remover, and iron fallout remover, these are things that you really want your sealant to be able to hold up to, because over the life of these sealants last 4 to 6 months. You may need to use one or more of these products to help maintain your car. So right off the bat, after the first Bug Out application, washed it again with CarPro Reset just to get all residues off the surface, and you can see NV Jet, NV Lustre, Shine Supply Clutch, and Beadmaker are all pretty much dead. There's no hydrophobics going on whatsoever. It's really surprised me with the NV products. I haven't seen this in the past. Again, this is the first time I'm doing this sort of testing, but in the real world, I've seen these products hold up incredibly well. So this was really surprising to me. CarPro Reload seemed to be slightly affected. However, nothing too crazy. The top of it seemed to be more affected than the lower half of it. That was now just sheeting water quickly and still beading. GTechniq C2v3 was definitely sheeting water more than it was beading at this point, but it was still sheeting water at a fast rate, so I would not consider this dead. And this is still a great protection for your paint. Technician's Choice Ceramic Detail Spray basically seemed unaffected, still beading water like it was beforehand. no obvious changes there. So after the first bug out application, I figured I didn't want to throw anything any heavier on the surface, so I did a second bug out application just to see what this would do. Again, washed it with CarPro, reset, and then rinsed. This seemed to further diminish CarPro Reload. To this point, barely sheeting and very slowly sheeting water on the lower half. Same with GTechniq C2v3. It sort of killed the fast sheeting action, and it was sort of sheeting at a lot slower rate. Again, Technician's Choice ceramic detail spray affected minorly, but still sheeting and beading water very, very well in comparison to some of these sealants that are $30, $40, for 16 ounces, whereas the Technician's Choice is, pennies on the dollar compared to that. It's pretty incredible. So after doing CarPro Bug Out, which is a pH of 11, a more highly alkaline cleaner, I decided to go to something more acidic. So this is Fine Lab Water Spot Remover. This was applied with a microfiber sponge and then left to dwell for 4 to 5 minutes to, in theory, dissolve those mineral deposits that would be on the surface if you're using this product. After this, it didn't seem to affect the products too much. CarPro Reload was still very slowly sheeting water, and at this point I would consider it the end of its life. GTechniq C2v3, very, very slowly sheeting, but if you gave it time, it did sort of open up and evacuate that water from the surface. So I wouldn't call it completely dead, but definitely not a strong performer. The crazy thing is the strongest performer was the cheapest product in this test, and it was Technician's Choice ceramic detail spray. Even after this, still sheeting and beading water, and I would consider this product still going strong if this was on my car or a customer's vehicle. So in conclusion, I just want to say this is not end-all be-all testing. This does not determine how well these products will perform in the real world. These are just testing these products against chemical resistance and what they can hold up to in this experiment. CarPro Reload, GTechniq C2v3, and Technician's Choice ceramic detail spray did the best. However, that does not say how well they perform in the real world compared to these other products. All the links to purchase the NV Car Care products, CarPro Reload, GTechniq C2v3, Beadmaker, Shine Supply Clutch, and Technician's Choice will be down in the description. If you've seen something on here and it intrigues your interest and you want to try it out, definitely buy it from those links. It helps the channel out. Let us know what you think of this type of testing. If there's any other products you want to see or different type of testing you want to see. We want to do some ceramic coating testing, but again, we have to put some time in the schedule to make that happen and give it some more long-term results and real-world testing instead of just chemical testing. Appreciate you guys watching the video, and tune in for next time. I'll have some cool videos coming out soon.